I'd like to call our meeting to order at this time. Thank everyone for coming tonight. And I'd like to call on Ms. Scarborough to offer the invocation for tonight.
Would you bow your heads, please? Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather tonight to do the business of the city, let us be ever mindful of the needs of all that are here, and let us ever be mindful of our responsibilities. We're so thankful for all of our departments and all the workers here in our town, and they do such a wonderful job, and so thank you for them. Be with us tonight as we make decisions, and may they be the right ones. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Next item will be an adoption of the business agenda. Everyone is required to vote on all the items that are on the agenda unless someone has a conflict with them. If no one perceives a conflict, I'll call for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second.
Second.
A second on the motion. Any more discussion on the matter? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And all opposed, no. That motion would be carried. Special recognition, always a great time. And with that being said, I would call on our fire chief to come forward to recognize some new hirees with the fire department. Chief Corbett.
Once again, good evening, Mayor and Council, and thank you for your time this evening. It is again my privilege to come before you to recognize some members of the fire department. Tonight we would like to acknowledge the beginning of 4 careers. Would firefighters Wiltsey, Butts, Burrell, and Lindsay please step forward? Carl Wiltsey was hired by the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department on December 6, 2011. Carl came to us with experience from the Weldon Fire Department. He's been with the Weldon Fire Department for the past 4.5 years. Carl has achieved his North Carolina 1403 certification and has been steady working on his Firefighter 1 and 2 certs. He is now just 2 classes short of earning those certifications. Carl has a great work ethic and is always looking for ways to contribute to the fire department. At this time, I would ask that Carl's mother, Desiree, come forward and pin on his badge. Carl is presently assigned to Station 1 on B shift. Michael Butts came to the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department on February 6, 2012. Michael had been with the Roanoke Valley Rescue Squad before that. Michael also has 8 years of experience with the Raysville Fire Department, where he currently serves as the training officer. Michael has an associate's degree in fire science from Wilson Community Technical College. He also is an NC Certified Firefighter 2 and an NC Certified EMT. He holds numerous other certifications, including Rescue Tech and Hazmat Operations. I would like to ask Mike's wife, Sarah, to come forward and pin on his badge. Michael is presently assigned to A shift at Station 1. Kalen Burrell started with the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department on April 30th, 2012. Kalen also came to us from the Roanoke Valley Rescue Squad. He has 5 years' experience with the Raysville Fire Department. Kalen has achieved his NC Firefighter 1 and 2 and is a North Carolina Certified EMT. In addition, Kalen is also a Rescue Tech and certified in Hazmat Ops, along with several other certifications. At this time, I would ask that his father, Andy Burrell, come forward and pin on his badge. Kayla is currently assigned to A shift at Station 1. Brandon Lindsay also began his career with the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department on April 30th, 2012. Brandon comes to us from the Nashville Fire Department. Brandon graduated from the Recruit Academy at Lenore Community College. He is a North Carolina Certified Firefighter 2 and is enrolled currently in EMT school. And Brandon, like me, is the son and grandson of a firefighter. And at this time, I would like to invite his father, Nashville firefighter Bill Lindsay, to come forward and pin on his badge. Brandon is currently assigned to B shift at Station 2. Mayor and Council, I'm pleased to present to you the newest members of the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department.
Mr. Wiltsey, Mr. Butch, Mr. Lindsay, and Mr. Burrell, on behalf of the city of Roanoke Rapids, we welcome you to the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department and wish you a very successful career. We don't have any scheduled public comment under unscheduled. Call on Ms. Vincent. Is there anyone here for unscheduled public comment? Okay. Next, we would move to the approval of council minutes.
Someone came in late and didn't have time to register.
Oh, okay. Is there someone here that wanted to speak for unscheduled public comment? Okay, if you would just go over and sign your name with the clerk, and then you would have 3 minutes to come to the podium, state your name and address the council. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Donna Davis. I'm 28 years old. I live at 410 Madison Street. I have 4 beautiful children that I bought ducks for Easter from Tractor Supply. When I purchased the ducks, I didn't know they were illegal in the city limits. My ducks don't bother anybody in the neighborhood. The whole neighborhood comes and plays with the ducks. All the kids in the neighborhood do. I had a pen built for them. And the day after I had a pen built for them, the Public Works called Animal Control on me. And I was forced to have to take my ducks away. And I took them down to the duck pond because I didn't have nowhere else to take them. Well, not even 24 hours later, after I went to go check on the ducks and to feed them, I took my kids down there. One of my ducks were missing. And one of the beaks were half eaten off his face, and his body was half eaten, and his bones were shown on his wings. And all I'm asking y'all is to please let my children keep their ducks. They don't harm anyone. I'm sorry, y'all. They're very well taken care of. I feed them duck food. They're not wild animals. They have been raised. I've had them since they were 5 days old. And they don't hurt anyone. And I please ask y'all to take into consideration and let my children keep their ducks. That is all I'm asking.
Okay. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Someone will follow up with you.
Okay.
Next, we would move to the approval of the council minutes. You have 4 different sessions, 1 work session, 1 regular meeting, and 2 special meetings. They can all be approved in 1 motion.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the council minutes as stated.
Okay, we have a
May
motion.
1st, May 8th, May 22nd, and May 29th.
Second.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion on the matter? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. And all opposed, no. That motion would be carried. City Council appointments. Recognize Ms. Vincent for a tally of the votes for the reappointment to the appointments and reappointments to the Roanoke Rapids Area Planning Board.
Mayor and Council, the two reappointments are Ellen Heaton and Connie Hill. The three new are Mary Smile, Lee Etheridge, and Lawrence White.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the names that were given by Ms. Vincent. Have a motion, have a second to the motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion on the matter? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, no. That motion will be carried also. On the new business, I would call on Ms. Lori Medlin. Ms. Medlin here? Oh, I thought I saw you come in. For a presentation of the Halifax County Convention and Business Bureau 2011 Annual Report. That'll be fine right here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let me hand you all our report so you can look at it while I come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Leave a few of these the police that are left now. Well, thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk with you tonight. We like to come to you this time each year and fill you in on what's happening in tourism in Halifax County, which directly relates to Roanoke Rapids. And as you all know, you collect a 1% occupancy tax on the hotels in Roanoke Rapids, and so we're happy to partner with you in promoting Roanoke Rapids as well as the county. So the Halifax County Convention and Visitors Bureau is pleased to present our 2011 annual report. And I promise I won't read every word to you. While other areas of the economy languished, visitor spending in Halifax County increased by 2.88%. This is for calendar year 2011. And I will let you know that we decided, with the approval of the county commissioners, that we're going to start doing this on a fiscal year. So next year, we'll come to you in September instead of in June, because our year ends June 30th, and that way, that's what we operate on, so that'll make it easier for us to crunch numbers for you. But thanks to marketing, increased events, and partner participation, visitation to all our attractions was up. So that's really good news for tourism. Visitors spent over $12 million in hotel rooms alone. And they spent over $78 million in total travel spending in Halifax County in 2011. We've done some really exciting things this year that I'm sure you're all somewhat aware of, but I want to kind of focus on and bring to your attention. Under the heading of This Destination Rocks, in an effort to lift public awareness of all that the Roanoke Valley has to offer, the Halifax County Convention and Visitors Bureau, in partnership with North Carolina's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives and the Halifax County Arts Council, launched the Roanoke Valley Rocks program. And we are in the process of putting up the last few fish. We're at 47. I think we're going to order 3 more and make it an even 50. And we're going to print today, in fact, on a map, and we have put some billboards up. So now we're going to start an outreach project that'll let people know about these fish here in our area. And we have a map created, and you can come in to our office, pick up the map, and if you go and see all the 50 fish, you'll be able to get a free T-shirt in our office. But what it really does is it takes people out to our attractions and out to our businesses, and it lets people know about the wonderful things we have to offer here in Roanoke Rapids and the county. It's been really well received, and you guys have been very supportive, and we want to thank you for that. We've had some challenges this year. The biggest one is the proposed tolling of Interstate I-95 by the North Carolina Department of Transportation. Our organization has worked with to create a local coalition to increase public awareness of this threat. We've created a website, which is notollsi95.com, and everybody might want to be interested in that. You can go there and get information, see the current legislation, sign the petition, get the phone numbers of who you can call to make a difference. We have over 4,000 signatures on the petition. And we have just gone out, we've made the coalition a nonprofit organization. We've just got our incorporation of that, and we've sent out a plea for members. So you can join at a $1,000 level, a $250 level, and be on the board, and we're really going to start doing some things. What I'm most excited about in that regard is the legislation that's on the table in Raleigh and in Washington, D.C. Renee Elmers has a bill in Congress to actually stop the tolling of I-95 in North Carolina. Whether or not that passes, we don't know, but it's gotten a lot of really good, important attention. And then most importantly, Michael Ray has a bill in Raleigh that would require that North Carolina DOT get permission from the General Assembly before they toll I-95. At least that puts some brakes in place, slows things down a little bit, and has more eyes looking at the project. So we have a meeting next week with North Carolina DOT. We're working very closely with them, and we hope to be able to stop this, if not slow it down tremendously. So we've also created a new customer service effort. We feel like a lot of people stop in Halifax County, maybe just to get gas or to eat and continue on their way, but we want them to come back, and happy customers always return. So we've created a video that was designed to grab the attention of the people that really work in this industry, and you can visit that on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel now, and you can see this video. It's really funny. But it tells people who work in the industry what there is to see and do, so we're very excited about that. You'll see that our chairman of our organization is Gene Minton. I don't have any board members here tonight, do I? Hi, Rachel. I do have one. Thank you for being here. I have wonderful board members, and they're appointed by the county commissioners. Gene Minton is our chair. Ms. Hux is our treasurer. Will Mahone is on our board. Gus Patel, Frank Avent, Priscilla West, Brenda Carroll, Allie Lubbock, and Kathy White. And also Alan Purser, Arthur Whitehead, Kathy Scott, and Linda Taylor all serve as ex officio members. So it's a really terrific board of directors, and they've been very, very busy this year. We've done a lot of new things. Some of them that I think are most interesting for you under marketing highlights are our new focus on web traffic and the internet. Research shows us that over 85% of all travel decisions are made on the internet. And our web traffic comes primarily from search engines, 64% from referring search engines. Access to visithalifax.com via mobile devices was up 196% this year. So as you can see, people are really using the web for travel information. Leading the way in those devices are the Apple iPhone and the iPad and the iTouch, and then Motorola and Verizon. So I thought those were interesting statistics for you. We have almost 1,500 fans on Facebook. If you're not a fan, please join. It's a great way to see what's going on in the area. We also send out a newsletter just about every Thursday, a sort of an update on what's going on the weekend. So if you're not getting that, send us an email. We'll be glad to hook you up to that. That's just a great reminder of things happening over the weekends in Halifax County that you might forget about otherwise. We have over 100 followers on Twitter, and that's becoming more and more popular. Our visitors on that were up tremendously this year. We have a YouTube channel, so you can go to YouTube and look up Halifax County and see our channel. And so as I said, we communicate with you weekly but via e-blast. Our Google AdWords campaigns continues to generate great traffic. We had over 300,000 impressions from Google AdWords and almost 1,500 click-throughs on that. So I won't read all of this to you. I did want to also mention our partners. This is a wonderful industry, and we have tremendous partners, and none of this would happen without them. And just some highlights that I wanted to bring you from them this year. Sylvan Heights celebrated its 5th anniversary being open to the public in its brand new facility, and they've changed their name to Sylvan Heights Bird Park to better reflect the park's diversity. Riverside Mill, which is a huge attraction, so many people come in our visitor center looking for that. They expanded their offerings to include a used bookstore and this QVC outlet, which is just really drawing people in, and they were featured along with Tina Gregory in Our State magazine this year. The Roanoke Canal Museum and Trail, we had images painted by the Roanoke Rapids High School students, which are displayed at all of our hotels and some of our restaurants in the area. And the Underground Railroad exhibit at Historic Halifax was dedicated last June. And most excitingly, Meetup Mountain State Park had over 82,000 visitors this year. That's a 31% increase for them. So that ecotourism and that nature tourism is really growing in popularity, and we're very lucky to have a state park so close by. So take a minute, look over this. We've got a lot of new exciting events coming next year, and we hope to grow those numbers for Roanoke Rapids and the county in the coming years. And we appreciate all your support. Have any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Meadow.
You're welcome.
Sound like you all are busy.
Yeah, thank you.
Call on Mr. White at this time.
Tonight culminates the process for adoption of the budget for next fiscal year 2012-13. I would like to make just a very brief comments before calling on our very fine finance director. The staff has been working diligently on the budget that you have before you and you've seen for some time since last fall. We recognize clearly and unequivocally the challenges that budget presents itself and the express purpose of continuing to provide the same level of services with resources of about the same. And we've been able to do that, and we're very pleased to have a dedicated staff that is so capable of accomplishing that feat without the need for additional staffing. So I'd like to take a moment to thank Melinda, who has lived with us through the whole year as the finance director, as well as a management team to my left and straight ahead for their devotion to this effort. And we believe in the main, our budget is a very lean budget, and again, to repeat, provides the same level of services that and fine services that are expected by our citizens, even with some challenges I wouldn't attempt to bore you with. One last thought is that when Melinda comes up in a minute to provide to you the amendments that would be a part of the budget that hopefully you would adopt, we do have a few things added that you are generally aware of. Is we have some very immediate, very urgent public works projects that need to be addressed. And I'd be remiss not to say that there are a great deal behind them that also need to be addressed, really representing the culmination of a number of years of neglect, as much because of no fault of anyone, but just simply the resource problems we've had in recent years that all of us are very painfully aware of this. So I've asked Melinda to come up and only very briefly outline the amendments to the budget that you've had for some time, and respectfully ask you to adopt the same.
Mayor and Council, good evening.
Good evening.
As Mr. Wyatt stated, we do have a few amendments, and they are in reference to storm drainage and streets. And I would like to list the 4 items, if I may. Smoot Drive, or the areas, 2nd Street in Franklin, 800 Stony Brook, and Carolina Avenue. And these are immediate needs. They're critical. This totals $165,000. We also would like to include an amendment to the Roanoke Valley Rescue Squad for $10,000. And we'd also would like to recommend that we reduce the cemetery by $6,000 for the bridge and fountain project. Those are the items that we would like for you to consider tonight. I'm sorry.
Does that conclude your report?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At this time, I think it would be appropriate to call for a motion.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I thought you-
The revenue side of this.
Okay.
Please forgive me. We will increase sales tax revenues by $32,000, sales tax and utility franchise tax. And we will appropriate $165,000 to fund balance. That way it'll balance the budget. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions of Mr. White or the Finance Director? If not, I would call for a motion to adopt the fiscal year 2012-2013 budget as presented to us here tonight with the stated additions and deletions to it.
So moved.
Have a motion, do we hear a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion on the matter? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion would be carried. Thank you, Ms. Height and Mr. White and all the department heads. I think it goes without saying that we are continuing, as Mr. White said, we're continuing to try and provide the best services that we can, given the amount of resources that are available. It's very difficult when you have emergency situations that continue to surface and deplete the resources that we do have. So the budget this year is pretty much basically a reflection of last year, and with some necessary capital improvement, and very minor at that. But these things will not go away, and the longer we wait on them, the more it's going to cost to fix them. So we're doing as much as the council feels like we can with the limited amount of resources that we have. I would just like to highlight, it was in the budget, and if you reviewed it, you had the opportunity to do that. But without a tax increase, we weren't able to give our employees, I believe it's about a 3% cost of living increase in their salaries. So I'm very pleased to be able to do that to the employees who work so diligently for our community. We do thank you very much for that. Mr. White, do you have anything to report in the city manager's report tonight?
They are all reflected in the
Okay.
published pieces of the
Okay.
agenda.
If there's not any other business, we would at this time call for a motion to go into closed session under the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second.
Second.
Any more discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We take a 5-minute break before we adjourn the closed session.